Hi, my name's Amira and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell, we are here with the review today on the Sigma Ultimate Copper Eye Brush set. Now, Sigma brushes are some of my favorites. Like, other than the eye brushes in that kit, like I've got quite a few Sigma brushes, got some more sitting all over the place here. I really enjoy Sigma brushes quite a lot. The quality of them is like top notch. I mean, there's a lot of dupes for them, but I can find still lots of differences in them, whether it be just like the softness of the bristle. They have a lot more weight to them than other like dupe brushes of them, and they come in, you know, you can get your silver ones, like all the normal ones, but they've started doing like the copper ones, which are basically rose gold. Like, let's be real, they should just call them rose gold, not copper. They're so gorgeous. So this set contains 13 eye brushes, and as they were sent to me, I'm going to pop the price up here for you as well, because I don't know off by heart, but if you're interested in them, you can get 10% off using my affiliate code, which is AMIAMA. As you guys may or may not know, because I don't push it very often, I've been a Sigma affiliate for actually a really long time. So let's go over the brush set, what it contains, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's jump in. So the first brush in the set is the E10 small eyeliner brush. It's just like a pointed liner brush. Some people really like these for gel liner. I personally like to use these ones for cleaning up with concealer, my eyeliner, my lip line, stuff like that, just because I'm not very good at using these fine point ones for eyeliner. Next we have the E20 short shader brush. I don't think I actually had this one yet, but I was lacking a small shader brush for like the lower lash line, because that's kind of what that's perfect for. You can see the sides, it's just perfect to smudge some shades under the lower lash line. I kind of end up sometimes with like my eyeshadows underneath getting way too low because I use brushes that are way too big for the lower lash line. So that one's really good if you kind of have the same issue. Next we have the E25 blending brush. So this one is a really well-known brush, I feel like. So if you look at it, it's kind of just like, it looks like a normal fluffy blending brush from the front, and then from side on it's a bit flatter. So this one's really good because you can use it to kind of pack on shadows and then turn it to the side and use those bristles to blend. So this is really nice. I use this for more precise blending because I've got quite a big space here. So I kind of use this to kind of go in and deepen up the crease, to pat on some colors onto the lid. And I use it underneath the eye to kind of blend out like a lighter color. I wouldn't go in with, like, you know, if say I'm doing black under my lower lash line, I probably wouldn't blend it out with that. It's a little big, but I would use it to blend out like a bronzer under the lower lash line or something. Then is the pencil E30 brush. I do have another one of these, as you can see. This one is dirty. So this is just, yeah, a pencil brush. You can use this again, smudging under the lower lash line. I really like to use pencil brushes to highlight my inner corners, and I like to use them if I'm doing a cut crease, which is not very often. If I'm doing a cut crease, I like to blend out a cut crease with this kind of brush, just because I'm not very good at cut creases, and if I use brushes too big, very quickly they end up being a complete mess. So yeah, something like that, and I kind of hold it up like this because it still does have like the little blending bits, so I use it like right there to kind of buff out, yeah, like a harsh cut crease. So then we have the E35 brush, and it is just like a big round fluffy brush. So I use this to kind of buff out my transition shades. It is very similar to another brush in the set, the E40. I'll quickly compare them for you now just so you can see. It's probably hard to tell, but when they start to like splay out a little bit, after you've been using them a little bit more, the E40 is just like a little bit, there's like more hair, so it's just like a bit bigger, but they're very similar. So I kind of usually interchange these two quite a bit, just depending on what one is clean. Then we have the E36 blending brush. This is tiny little blending brush. Let's go back and compare it to that E35 from just before, so you can see it's super tiny. I like to use this one under the lower lash line to get more of a blend, and I do like to go in and say, after I've used the pencil brush, if I'm doing a cut crease, I'd use something like that to kind of further blend it out without moving the colors around too much. Or if I'm doing not a cut crease, but maybe I just want a little bit more precision in deepening up that crease, then I would use that E36 brush. It's so tiny, and like it if you want to have really good smoky eyes and you want to start doing those really intricate like cut creases, you get kind of that more like precise outer V action happening, having like more brushes is going to make it so much easier because you can interchange clean brushes, you can grab out more precise brushes and build up and start from, I always start from bigger with lighter colors and work into smaller brushes and darker colors just to kind of get that fade, and then you go back in with your big brush to blend out. So yeah, little brushes are a lifesaver. And we have the all over blend E36 brush. I do already have one of these. I don't use it too much, but when I do, I probably more so use it for concealer. So I like to use it for concealer up in around this area, and I just kind of buff it and then kind of tap it and then buff in circles around there. It's kind of good because like for me, I get really dark in here, and sometimes I'll think I've concealed it enough, but then when my eyeshadow is finished, I feel like I just need to go in with a little bit more around here. So that's what I will do this for. Or another thing it's really good for is because it's really dense, is like, say for example at the moment, I know you can see with my eyeshadow there's not much going on there at the moment. I've been using this basically for my eyeshadow. This is the Smashbox Photo Lid Primer. It's in the shade medium, so it's like a tannish color. So I just kind of draw over my eyelid, and then I would use something really dense like this to buff out the edges. So if you like to use cream eyeshadows, it's good to blend out the edges of cream eyeshadows because it's really dense. So yeah, that's what that one's going for. Then we have the Buff and Blend E39 brush. This one's kind of, let's go back to that previous brush. It's just like a smaller version of that, and it's a lot softer. So that one I would use to kind of buff out the outer V of the eye and all around the eye area and all of that. This one's like, whew, this one's so much softer than the other one. As I said, the other one's really dense, so that's why I find it's better with cream products, but this one would be really good with like your powders to kind of like, you know, shape out those outer corners. It would also be really good for contouring the nosy because it's like dense, and you know, you can just kind of get in those spots, but it's not too small and precise. I don't like doing a super precise nose contour because then in person it looks a little bit crazy. So something like that one would be good for that. Then we have the E40. This I like to kind of chuck on all over my lid, my base shade, and then buff out my transition shade, and then come back in at the very end of my eye look and buff out just, you know, everything just to make sure it's really seamless. I kind of want the newer ones. When you get a new one, it's like not as fluffy, so after you wash it a couple times it will start to kind of like fluff out a little bit more, making it perfect for like just, you know, if you've got big eyes. Like, well, I don't have big eyes, so I've got lots of space here, so I like to use big brushes when I'm like doing a quick makeup look or to start a more intricate makeup look. On the home stretch, guys, only a couple more brushes. This one is the Small Taper Blending E45 brush. I already have this one. I love it. I love it for not necessarily a cut crease, but like a soft cut crease. I just kind of hold it like this, and it does all of the blending for me and leaves a more defined you know, line on the bottom. But since it's got like all those little bristles that kind of point down like that to the point, yeah, it just blends everything out. Sometimes I use that underneath because, as I said, I like to just kind of use whatever underneath my eye. But yeah, no, I have got another one of those, and I really love it. It's a brush that I thought I didn't really need small little brushes like this, having such big eyes, but yeah, when I want to do more intricate makeup, it is like, it just comes in handy so much. Oh, there we go. Here's my loved E45 brush that I was talking about. You can see on the end it's been chewed up by my puppy. Luckily I got it off her before she made too much damage. There's a few little bites up here, but the actual brush bit is still good. But now I have a backup, thank God. Then we have the Large Fluff E50 brush. This brush is huge, so I love it for my eyes. This is just something if you wanted like a really quick everyday look, grab your bronzer in this, chuck it on your lid, and then turn it to the side because it's still really soft, and then you can just blend it out. So, and then it's pretty big, so it might be a bit big to go under the eye, but if you want kind of like that just like messy, light, smoky bronzer eye, then you can chuck that underneath the eye as well, and it's just going to be like a haze. So this is the Eye Shading E55 brush. It's kind of like a medium shady brush, I would say. You know, I've got another one that it's like taller. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's this one. So this is the Sigma Medium E54 brush, which is like skinnier and longer, and then this is the E55 brush. So it's a little bit shorter and rounder, so I feel like this would be better for more different eyes. The other one being longer is good for me with bigger eyes, but this one still is quite fat, so it's not going to take you ages to chuck your lid color on. You can also use this one under the lower lash line. Yeah, and you can use it to brow bone highlight. I've seen people contour their noses with these kind of brushes as well for that more precise nose contour that I'm not good at, especially not with this like bump in my nose. It just, I can't do precise nose contour, guys, sorry. And then this last brush is the small angle E65 brush. I have been talking for so long. This is the E65 small angle brush. This is just like a gorgeous angle brush for, you can do really precise brows with this because it's so fine, like it's so fine. You can use it for gel liner. I suck at gel liner. I suck at doing my brows with like pomades and powders and stuff that you would need an angled brush for. So I personally love to use mine to clean up when I do winged liner, which is like a normal liquid liner. I love to clean up and like sharpen up. That's why there's actually concealer in there at the moment, and it's so fine, and as soon as you put your concealer on it, it goes to a super fine point. Even with gel liner, you can get it as soon as you press that product in there, it's going to go super fine, so you can get a really precise line, which I really like. A lot of angled liner brushes are quite fat, and then you can't quite get that precision you need. I think this set would be great for someone at a intermediate to advanced level of makeup. So if you just started playing with makeup, you might be a bit overwhelmed by some of these brushes, but Sigma do have smaller brush sets as well. So if you're more of a beginner, I will link some other ones down below that might be better to start with, because yeah, you probably don't need all of them if you're only just starting out. But yeah, if you've already started playing around with stuff and you're getting a bit more confident and want to expand your brushes, then I would definitely recommend this set. If you are a freelance makeup artist, definitely you need lots of brushes in your kit, because there's so many different eye shapes that you come across. Like, you think that on yourself, like the brushes I use on myself and the ones I prefer to use on myself are not the ones I usually prefer to use on other people, just coming at them from a different angle. The people's eyes are bigger or smaller, so I really love to have a huge variety when I'm working on other people. But yeah, as I said, I will link down below if you are a beginner and you think this set might be a bit much for you. I will link down a set that is a little bit more simple, possibly include some base brushes, because Sigma have really good brush sets, and they are usually, already saving you money, and then if you use someone's affiliate code, you save even more money. So it's really good. So I'll link that all down below for you. Let me know below what your favorite brushes are and what reviews you want to see in the future. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and we will see you all next time. Bye guys.